Hi, I'm Cassie J, LaCourse, and I'm here in Austin, Texas at Legendary Beads, and I'm going to talk to you about wire wrapping a gemstone. There are many different techniques for wire wrapping gemstones. There's the top drill wire wrap, and there's also vertical drill wire wrap for a bead that's drilled top to bottom as opposed to across the top. But today I'm going to show you how to do a wire wrap with a top drill gemstone. So today I'm going to be taking this piece of rutilated quartz and I'm going to make a pendant out of it. So one thing that's important to learn is that I initially took a 24 gauge wire and it went in one side of my top drill but didn't come out the other, which is very, very typical of briolette styles. So I needed to take a 26 gauge wire, which fits nicely through. So the technique with a top drill is to put the wire through, leave one short side and one long side, and then you bring the two together above the peak of the bead and you make an X or a cross right here. With my chain nose pliers, I'm going to grasp directly above the X, not at the wire crossing or else you'll break the wire, but right above it. I'm going to utilize the bead and I'm going to twist the wires together. You can see that the twist is crawling down towards the peak of the bead. Then I'm going to cut off my short guy and I'm going to use the rest of my wire to make the bail. So I'm going to take the bead in my left hand and I'm going to make a 90-degree bend in that wire. I'm going to take my round nose, I'm going to grasp that perpendicular. And when you're doing this and you're making a bail, which bail just means that it goes over the necklace chain, you're actually going to consider where on the round nose that you grab, because the further up gives you a larger bail. So if you've got some really heavy chain, you have to keep that in mind. In this instance, I've got some pretty delicate chain that I'm going to put this guy on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my hand and I'm going to bring the wire over the top of my tool, and I'm going to twist my right hand wrist just a bit whilst tucking at the same time underneath with the wire to complete my loop. I can even double check if I'd like to make sure that that loop is going to fit with my chain, and it does. So now I'm going to stabilize this loop since I've got a nice loop, and by stabilizing I mean you grab with your round nose across both sides of your bail or the round part. I'm going to take my chain nose, I'm going to grab it at the end, very tip of the wire, and I'm going to start at my loop and work down towards the bead. And what this does is it actually covers your original twist. Don't be afraid to pull while you twist. And the original twist kind of affects then how far and how much wire you need to successfully get all the way to the top of the bead. So that takes a little bit of thought process. So it's a little kitty wampus, but I can straighten that out. I'm going to take my cutters, I'm going to get in there, I'm going to cut the little tail off. I'm going to take my chain nose, and I'm going to pinch the little tail in and under so that it doesn't catch on anybody's skin or clothing. And then you can see here, see how I've got a little bit of a twist in my thing? As long as I stabilize that, I can straighten it. So here you have a wire wrap gemstone, and that's how you wire wrap a top drill gemstone.